Senate Democrats locked in the Rust Belt for 2024. In this video, we're going to be figuring out if the blue wall will be secured in Democratic control in 2024, Senate-wise, talking Senate-wise. We're going to be, in this video, it's going to be specifically talking about the Senate, so we're going to put the governor's race and general election aside. We're going to be specifically talking about the U.S. Senate in this video, and these three Rust Belt states, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, those three states specifically in this video, and basically why I think Rust Belt Senate Democrats have secured the blue wall in 2024's Senate race, and why these three states, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, will comfortably go to the Democrats, and why Republicans pretty much have no shot at winning these three Rust Belt states, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. Basically, Democrats rebuilding or securing the blue wall for 2024's Senate race when talking about the three most important Rust Belt states. So basically, general election and a governor's race aside, we're just focusing on the Senate in this video. So let's begin. Let's actually start off this video with Wisconsin. So basically, Tammy Baldwin is going up for another term. I believe it's her last term. She won last time in 2018. Yeah, it's her last term. She won last time in 2018, and she won in 2012. Now, she won with a likely margin around 10 percentage points back in 2018. Now, things will be different around. I don't expect her to win with a margin of 10 points, but what I am suggesting is that because Tammy Baldwin has officially announced that she is running for Wisconsin's Senate race in 2024, take a look at the margins. She ran 2 times. She won by 10 percentage points in 2018, and then before that in 2012, it was a little bit closer, but she still won by a significant margin, around 5 percentage points. So in 2012, it went from 5% she won, and then in 2018, it went from 10. So she actually did better the most previous time she ran. She did better the second time rather than the first time. So will she improve on the third time, which is in 2024? So Tammy Baldwin has announced her bid, and she won twice. She's seeking a final and third last term. She's coming off a 10-point victory from 2018, so I expect her to win and defeat whoever the Republican candidate is for Wisconsin Senate race in 2024. I don't think it matters because I expect her to win with around a lean margin. Ron Johnson, the Republican, has recently just won his last and final term in the 2022 midterm, so I think Democrats are probably going to get tired of having a Republican senator, so they're probably going to switch over and vote for Tammy Baldwin. She's previously a 2-time winner, so I expect her to win her third and last term. And I expect her to do so with a lean margin, similar of how she won it in 2012. Her first time, she won it by around 5 percentage points. I don't think she's going to win it with the margin she did in 2018. Because 2012 was more of a red wave year and 2018 was more of a blue wave year. So I expect Tammy Baldwin, to end up winning with around 6 percentage points. Not too shabby for Tammy Baldwin. I expect it to lean for her. So I do expect Wisconsin to vote Tammy Baldwin with the Senate race for 2024 with around a lean margin, maybe 5 to 6 percentage points. So I do expect Wisconsin Senate race in 2024 to vote blue. Now, that's Senate specifically. We're only talking about the Senate in this video. Governors and general election will vote differently, vastly differently. So when we're talking about the Senate, Wisconsin, I expect it to go blue for Tammy Baldwin, as she is a proven winner. So I expect her to win her first, last, and final term in 2024 because she is a proven winner, and I expect her to win with a lean margin. So now moving on away from Wisconsin to the state of Michigan. Michigan's Republican, or Michigan's GOP Republican Party, is just a total and utter failure, a total and utter disaster. Michigan's Republican Party, I say this time and time again, does not know how to run candidates, and I don't think they even have candidates to run, and if they even have candidates to run, those candidates are unpopular. They have no name recognition. No one even knows who they are, and it honestly doesn't matter who the Democrats run because they're probably locked in to win Michigan's race, and I think it should be within a likely margin. So you take a look at Michigan's Senate race for 2024. Democrats have already announced. You see Nasser, Hill Harper have already announced, and Republicans have not announced anyone yet. They have not announced anyone yet. And if you take a look at back in 2018, Democrats won that with a pretty lean to likely margin. I would say likely. The same this time around. I think Michigan Democrats, Senate-wise, should win Michigan's Senate race for 2024 with a likely margin. I think Wisconsin will be, I would say, more competitive. I think Wisconsin will be more closer than Michigan would be for the Senate in 2024, but it really would not matter because I expect Democrats to both win both of those states. So now, aside from Michigan, aside from Wisconsin, I think both those states will vote Democratic senators in 2024. And now, as far as Pennsylvania goes, I think that's going to be pretty much locked in for Democrats as well. They're really securing the blue wall, in my opinion. Take a look at what's happening in Pennsylvania. They're running Bob Casey, a proven winner just like Tammy Baldwin in Wisconsin. Bob Casey has already announced for 2024. Yep, Bob Casey has declared, and you take a look at his recent win in 2018. He won by a pretty likely margin of around, I would say, double digits, over 10%. So Democrats are running a candidate in 2024 this time around that previously run by more than 10%. He won by double digits. Come on. Democrats really have Pennsylvania's Senate seat locked in for them, and I expect them to win it with likely to pretty much safe margin. I would say likely to be more conservative. So yeah, Democrats, you take a look at these races. Tammy Baldwin, Wisconsin. She's a proven winner. You take a look at Michigan's race. I have Democrats winning Wisconsin Senate race in 2024. Same goes for Michigan. You take a look at Michigan's race. Republicans have no candidates to run, and if they do have candidates, they have no name recognition, and their party's just an utter disaster. Michigan's Republican Party is just a disaster. So as far as that goes, Democrats should likely win that pretty comfortably with a likely margin. And Pennsylvania just gets even better for Democrats. You move more east, it even gets better for Democrats. Bob Casey is expected to win by double digits, in my opinion, again. And so basically, Senate Democrats, Rust Belt, specifically Rust Belt Senate Democrats, are really good. When Democrats are really good when it comes to running Rust Belt Senate candidates. Democrats are really good at that. So I think Democrats are pretty much locked in for the Rust Belt in the Senate for 2024. Now, this is Rust Belt specifically. If we're talking about the Sun Belt, that's a totally different story. If we're talking about the West Coast, that's a whole different story. But in this video specifically, Rust Belt Senate Democrats for 2024 are rebuilding back the blue wall, and I expect pretty much the most important three states, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, to all comfortably go to Democrats with pretty much lean to likely margins, maybe even safe. I think out of these three states for 2024 Senate race, out of the Rust Belt, I think Wisconsin will probably be the closest. But when I say the closest, it doesn't mean it will be decided by 1 to 2%. I think saying closest, I think Tammy Baldwin would still win by around a lean margin of 5 to 6 points. Now, when we go to Michigan, I think Democrats get even more than they do in Wisconsin. And then we're talking about Pennsylvania. I think Democrats probably perform the best in Pennsylvania when we're talking about the Senate in 2024. So, do I think, if you were to ask me, do I think that Democrats will rebuild the blue wall for 2024 in the Rust Belt, Senate specifically, not the governor's race, not the general election, but Senate specifically? Yes, I do think Democrats will rebuild the blue wall in the Senate specifically, not the governor's and not the general election, but the Senate. Yes, I do think they will rebuild the blue wall, and I think they pretty much have it secured. I think they will comfortably win the most important three Rust Belt states by over 5%. So, pretty much a hot take here. Let me know if you agree with this hot take. For the 2024 Senate race, Democrats will win Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, these three Rust Belt states by over 5 percentage points. Let me know if you agree with me with that take overall. I just think overall Michigan's Republican Party will not make it competitive, leading to a likely comfortable win for the Democrats, and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania I think will vote very similarly. They have two proven winner candidates with Bob Casey and Tammy Baldwin. So that's where I'm at with the Rust Belt for the Senate in 2024. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the Rust Belt. And if you actually take a look at my Senate prediction, I actually did have Democrats winning these three states. Now, even if they do win these three states, I still think Republicans are likely to take back the majority in the Senate, so it doesn't really matter. But in this video, we're just talking about the Rust Belt. So let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. That I think Wisconsin will lean to the Democrats, Michigan will be likely to the Democrats, and Democrats will vote Bob Casey with a likely margin in the 2024 Senate race. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe as we are about to hit 500 subscribers.